Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post Middle Eastern fragrance related content on this platform. Now if you're new and you like that style of content and you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing and joining the family. I'd very much appreciate you coming on board. Now to those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Please note that this channel is not a sponsored channel, so it relies only on AdSense, so kindly try not to skip through ads. And you can also support this channel, guys, by clicking the description where my picture is, and you will find a link there that will take you to PayPal, and you can follow prompts and donate anything at all that you feel you want to donate towards purchases of some of the fragrances on this channel. Now, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be Mother's Day fragrance gift guide, and these are all from the Middle East, starting with the Terak. What I'm going to be doing, guys, is because some of the fragrances I have already done reviews off, I'm not going to be explaining really the actual fragrance, but I'm going to be explaining the character which I feel is going to be suited for this fragrance. Now Terak, Clinton Beach creation, working together with Lattafa, is suited, at least to my nose, to that woman who is assertive, who dresses up real nice, a woman who loves to wear accessories, who's bold, who actually loves her fragrance to announce her. This is a honeyed vanilla caramel, combo there with some fruits in the mix, and it's a loud fragrance. So you don't wear Terak, guys, if you are one of those people that like your fragrances on the shy side, because this is going to wear you. So that's why I gave an example of that, rich auntie vibe woman who loves to really dress up really nice is the one that's going to be suited for this. The age group for this, because of its fun side, because of its vanilla caramel side, is going to be like a wide age range. So this is going to be suited to anybody from the 20s going upwards. Okay, so it doesn't give me super mature vibes as in like vintage vibes, but it does give me a crowd pleasing scent that is otherwise loud. So just make sure that the person you're buying this one for loves those very bold fragrances, sweet fragrances that are not shy. So it's a number one recommendation, guys, on this lineup. It's Terak from the house of Lattafa. Now the second one on the lineup, guys, is going to be L Jane. Now I picked this fragrance for the kind of woman who loves old school type of fragrances. This is a fragrance with not so many notes listed, but it comes across as quite stuffy, quite heady there. This is a fragrance that somebody who wore at some stage that Elizabeth Taylor passion, somebody who liked the youth juice, those type of fragrances that are really kind of pushy is gonna like this, even Obsession. But I'm not saying this fragrance is in the same vein as Obsession. I actually get a white floral here that's powdery, that's creamy, that's loud, that's bold. Lasts till the next washes. This is a very strong oil concentrated, heavy, heady type of fragrance. So if you are to purchase this, make sure you are purchasing it for that kind of mother that loves their fragrances loud. That's why I gave that example, that if they wore Elizabeth Taylor passion, you will know that that fragrance is not joking. That fragrance is in your face, it's pushy, it's everything there. If they loved to wear youth dew at some point, it's a very pushy fragrance, even suffocating to the people around them. Bold florals, white florals especially, I get a little bit of some tuberose in this, but yes, a very long lasting fragrance, and it does make a perfect gift just by the presentation there. So this is the second recommendation, guys, for a woman who is mature. I'm going to put this at maybe 30 going upwards, or at least somebody who loves very beastly fragrances. It's L Jane, guys, and it's the second one on the lineup. The third on the lineup, guys, is going to be an oil, and I did this one deliberately to make sure that I include an oil, because if you know our mother's generations, or depending on what generation your mother came from, you will know that there was a time where some of these ladies believed in oils, and this bottle in itself is very beautiful to look at. Nura from Swiss Arabian, guys, is a fragrance that I'm not going to put on the paper, because it's it's got those ones there, just like you would get in many oils. This is is woody, it's spicy, it's honeyed. It's very sweet there, very honeyed. But it also has that little bit of oud that they did not list in the nose. So oud is not enough to be off-putting. It's a very nice oud, very wearable oud there, but it also has a vintesque tone to it, this one. So I just felt a woman who maybe at some point wore Shalimar or still wears Shalimar is going to appreciate this as a gift. So if you are not bothered by the fact that it's a 20 ml, then you could gift a mother this gift, or maybe pair it with a fragrance like a full bottle fragrance like this, something like that. Not that they would have to pair them together, but I mean, if you feel this is going to be too small to present as a gift, maybe you can make it a throw in there. But it's a beautiful vintage, classic, timeless sort of fragrance that dries down soapy there and has that lasting power that's so beastly that when you put it on the clothes there, it kind of sticks there. I remember wearing it on the clothes and my clothes were smelling like this for 3 days straight, and I'm not even joking about it. So it's from Swiss Arabian, guys, if you want to throw an oil in the mix, and it's called Nura. Number 4, guys, is going to be a Maf Club de Nuit Imperial. And this is going to be for that trendy mother, okay? This is a fragrance that is drawing its inspiration from Delina or the exclusive. It depends on what you're able to draw here. But I draw an incense that aligns more with the exclusive than it does with the original Delina. But, you know, whether you like the exclusive or you like the Delina, this DNA is going to round it up for you. Now, if you have that sort of parent or a mother figure that you want to gift this fragrance, make sure that they love the rose and lychee combo. They do not have a problem with fragrances that dry down, slightly powdery there. They do not have a problem with fragrances that feel like they have an underlying incensey tone to them. Why I thought this is a good recommendation, guys, is it's very crowd pleasing, a very expensive smelling scent in as much as it's a dupe. It's one of those dupes that are very accurate there. So if you are to purchase this one for a mother who loves that Delina DNA, they're not going to see any problem with this. And I think the presentation, guys, is not bad. I also like the fact that this is an all year rounder as well as an all age group type of scent. So this is not going to really cap you into just one category, say for instance just the very mature or the very young. It is just a fragrance that's safe enough to gift any woman of any age, guys. So it's the 4th one on the lineup, Maf Club de Nuit Imperial. 5th on the lineup, guys, is Astaf's Atlantis Coral. I'm not sure about the availability or accessibility of this fragrance anymore. It does look like Astaf doesn't do due diligence when it comes to marketing some of their fragrances. They put them out there and boom, you can't find them nowhere. So I'm not sure whether this one is still easy to find, but if you can get your hands on this is a fragrance that's very womanly, guys. I'm recommending it here for the sort of woman who loves floral fragrances that are sitting on a musky, powdery bed. There is a delicate tone to this fragrance, but in as much as it's delicate, it is a fragrance with a presence. It's not a fragrance that I would say if you want to buy a fragrance for somebody who doesn't want their fragrances to be smelled, then buy this one. No, this one does have a presence in as much as it's makeupy, it's powdery, it's musky. It is also sweet, but the sweetness in here leans more on the mature side. It also has that roundup of a DNA that feels suited for anybody 30s and above. But this is the sort of fragrance, guys, that if you were to buy like a teen or somebody in their 20s, they might find a tough time adapting to this fragrance because there is like a vintage roundup to this fragrance, something that feels a little bit dated there. So that is why I thought to just cap it at 30 and above. Beautiful, timeless type of fragrance, lightly sweet, lightly powdery, lightly soapy, that sort of thing, but the sort of fragrance that's quite easy to like if you're a woman in your 30s upwards. So Atlantis Coral, guys, is the 5th recommendation on this lineup. And then we have Grise. Okay, Grise is from Maison Alhamra. This is a fragrance I've noticed in the comment section when I did a review has people on the 50-50 type of fence there. Some people absolutely love this, and some people are getting back to me and saying, it's not exactly what I expected. Now, this fragrance, guys, it's either a love or hate. That's why I gave an example of one fragrance that I have here that is a combination of the moss and woods and a rosy feel to it. and that can be a hit or miss for some. Some people really don't like, those mossy woody combos. This has an earthy tone to it. It also has a patchouli note there that is quite prominent and can come across as very aromatic and piercing in that powdery tone there, but also can come across as like a dry earth, to the nose there. So I can see how some people cannot do this fragrance, and I can see how some people can totally fall in love with this fragrance. I am one of those people that absolutely love this fragrance. I'm going to show you where it's at. I mean, it's actually my fragrance of the day today, and I literally doused myself in this. I even went on to buy the Dior miniature set because I just wanted to test this private line that was cloned by this. I just wanted to test the entire private line to see which one I'm going to drop my coins on. And even as I tried the real thing, I would still buy the real thing, when it comes to this. Is not far off from the real thing, except in the longevity category, but it just comes across as a fragrance, guys, that is quite loud there, powdery, even soapy to an extent, a fragrance that a mature person is going to love. To me, it screams elegance. It screams, that sort of woman that is bold, even a CEO type of woman. That is what I get from this, fragrance. So it is one fragrance I thought to drop here as a Mother's Day gift, but just make sure that the person or the mother you're buying this fragrance for has no problem with soapy fragrances, powdery fragrances, that sort of thing. It's greasy, guys, from the house of Maison Alhamra, inspired by Christian Dior's Gre. And then there is Rare Tiffany. Rare Tiffany, I'm going to spray in the air because this does not need no paper. This is a loud fragrance, guys, but for me not to include it here, I think would be an injustice. I'm still struggling with my fragrance, but I'm not going to let go of Rare Tiffany. I love Rare Tiffany from the house of Afnan, but it is one that I have to spray a couple of hours first before I actually wear the clothing, and even then I have to go easy on it. This Rare Tiffany is going to tick the boxes for the woman who loves her fragrances built around aldehydes, or a woman who at some point was crazy about that classic feel of Chanel No. 5. Now, am I saying this feels like Chanel No. 5? No, I'm just saying it is got that weight, that aldehyde weight there that you get from Chanel No. 5 that can be a hit or miss for some people, but seems to be a note that a lot of grown women do not have a problem with. This screams mature to my nose. Nothing blue about this fragrance, nothing summery, nothing light about this fragrance. Very bold, very pushy, very loud, louder even than Teriyaki. They don't smell the same, but way louder than Teriyaki. This is a fragrance, guys, that will last 3 days or so on your clothing. If you go crazy on this, you are just going to give people around you a headache. Also does dry down a little bit soapy there, but is very pushy and polarizing. So this is going to be for that woman that loves a very loud fragrances, not necessarily woody, but very loud in a floral tone there and the aldehydes, or at least, to put it close to home, somebody who loves that Chanel No. 5 with that, but without this being a clone of Chanel No. 5. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Chanel No. 5 has got that shampoo-y aldehyde thing going on there, white floral, yellow floral, whatever it is, and that can be a little bit bothersome for some people, but at the same time can be an awesome fragrance for some people. So Rare Tiffany is going to be value for money in terms of how well blended it is, in terms of how long lasting it is, and it is the 7th recommendation, guys, on this lineup. And my entire space is smelling of Rare Tiffany now. That's why I had to spray it in the air, because I was basically, in a way, scenting my closet there. Number 8 is going to be from Fragrance World, Kasamar Ideal Women, inspired by Zerjov's Bouquet Ideal. Now, this is going to tick the boxes for those who like Christmassy, woody, spicy scents, cinnamon toned fragrances, that sort of thing. Let me just spray it here, but I think, yeah, basically that's it. So this is going to be the spicy twist. These things, these papers, they come up in 2s and whatever. So just make sure I put that one back. So this is going to be the spicy woody option, right? For that lady who loves her fragrance centered on that, especially cinnamon and nutmeg, but very woody there, with a little bit of a leathery tone. In as much as the notes are intimidating in this, where you get that piperus, the coumarin, the cedar, the gaiac woods, extra woods, the nutmeg, this has a crowd-pleasing appeal at the same time because there's a sweetness that just weighs on this, rounding up everything, guys. Even that leathery feel doesn't come across as intimidating. So this I'm just going to put as an option out there for the sort of woman that loves woody toned fragrances, spicy toned fragrances. It is a fragrance that can kept at unisex. A man can totally wear this, but a woman can also wear this fragrance. It may have fruits in it, but it's not the fruits that are speaking the most. It's just a nice embery, woody roundup of a fragrance. So this is one fragrance that's different enough, to add to one's collection, or at least that's easy to gift anybody who loves woody scented fragrances. So it's from the House of Fragrance World, guys, inspired by Bouquet Ideal by Xerjoff. This one is called Casamarando Ideal Woman, and it's the 8th one on the lineup. Now we're left with only 2, guys, and on number 9 is going to be Ajaib Dubai Portrait. I spoke about this fragrance in a live that I did in South Africa. Somebody was talking about this fragrance and they were saying they're having a tough time with this fragrance. Yes, I concur. This is not one of those very easy fragrances, but it is kind of magnetic to the nose, where if you don't like it initially, guys, trust me, keep this fragrance for at least 6-8 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, that sort of thing. It will draw you in. It has this addictive nature to it. It's a fruity toned fragrance. You're going to have that mango popping there together with the florals. So for those who cannot, for the life of them, find the mango, is because maybe you're getting more of the florals than you are getting the mango, right? But it does have like a creamy feel round up to it, and the mid of this fragrance almost leans a bit tropical there. But while you're at all this and enjoying all this, there is also that classic twist or timeless twist or that old school twist, to this fruity floral. So it's not going to be just your ordinary fruity floral. It's a fragrance that I find very easy and most relatable to anyone who is grown than to a youngster. Funny enough, my daughter loves this fragrance, and she was one of those people that just, when I sprayed it that very first day, she got it immediately. But I can see how it can be a difficult one for some, especially if you're not too big on those push and pull between the mango and a tropical feel and like a buttery feel, that sort of thing, rounded by a woody, embery, dry down, that sort of thing. But I think it's a fragrance that would make a great gift, guys, for a mother. And I'm going to say, to be on the safe side, because it is a DNA that some of you are finding challenging out there, it may be ideal for somebody who's in their 30s going upwards. So Ajaib Dubai Portrait, guys, is a recommendation on this list, and it's sitting on the 9th position. Now on number 10, guys, is going to be from FA Paris, and this is Abrage Kamine. I think I did recommend this one even last year in some of the recommendations for Mother's Day, because this just screams mummy to me. This just screams the sort of fragrance that I would even expect my own mother to like if she was still around. It has this mature feel to it. It's spices, woods, more spices, rose, that sort of thing, and that rose is very present. It's a very sensual, sweet gourmand to an extent. So it is quite easy to like as well, but there is that unmistakable like mature feel that is centering in this fragrance, guys. Honey, spices, woods, then rose, and then a little bit of some soapiness there that you get in the dry down, and some of you are going to find that soapiness being a bit powdery there. So it is just a concoction or a composition to me that feels mature to the nose, a composition to me that doesn't feel like a young person would like. This is why I qualified it as an ideal gift for a mother. Though it can be worn by men, I feel this aligns more with the females than it does with the men. And if I'm not mistaken, because it's cloning Crimson Rocks, there must be a Crimson Rocks for men. So this one was targeted for women anyway in the first place. So yeah, if you're looking for a fragrance that is centered on a woody feel, spicy feel, a bit of a soapiness there, then get this one for your mother or for the woman in your life for Mother's Day. And it's going to be the 10th and the last one, guys, on this lineup. So that's it, guys. Those are 10 fragrances from the Middle East that I feel will make great gifts for Mother's Day. If you haven't bought any of these fragrances, then maybe you ought to, get some of them. These are fragrances that are safe enough to blind buy, and most of them are the sort of fragrances that, will be a little bit challenging if you were to buy for a youngster or a young or very young woman. That's why I thought I should put them here. Maybe save for the Terak if somebody's pushing themselves. Otherwise, all of them seem to have that mature weight to them, and thus they would make great Mother's Day gifts. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section, guys, where we'll obviously discuss more about fragrances. Let me know your choices for Mother's Day and throw some recommendations there. I know this video is coming a little late. That is because I was not around, guys. I just came 2 days ago, and I've been trying to get a little bit of some rest as well as work at the same time. Remember to turn on post notifications on both my channels. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Meanwhile, like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.